Good morning. We're back again for yet another module. Got the scale out just to for some comparisons and for some curiosities. But today we're just going to go over some miscellaneous gear, be it hygiene, navigation, lighting, first aid, repair, and of course my filming documentation. So, well, we'll start off over the hygiene right now. Turn on my I stopped and got some new batteries yesterday. This should be a whole lot quicker. We mentioned about the going to the carbon fiber. Another really nice thing about these carbon fibers is they're so sheer you can see right through them more or less. This is my poop pack, I call it. It's got half a roll of toilet paper off the roll itself to save a little weight on the cardboard, and then I have a 1 ounce container of hand sanitizer in it. This weighs 2.5 ounces. My other pack is my hygiene, and I'll get to the interior. That's 5 3/8 ounces. Now I've tried to downsize it. It was a lot worse than what it is now. What we have is a small pack, like it's a ShamWow. I use this for wiping myself off or any dew off my tarp, whatever. Body Glide for the chapping areas. It works wonders. A small Traveler's toothpaste. A Traveler's toothbrush, which I need to clean, I noticed. Some Bud Deep, some flossing. That can go in there. That's garbage now. Some chapstick. Oh, let's see, we got about a half a dozen Q-tips, 5 actually. So. Okay, I apologize for the interruption, guys. I'm going to go ahead and set this stuff over here. It was up to 7 5/8 ounces, but we dropped 2 ounces. I'm going to order some more of these tube and fiber bags in the future, so to make things nice. All right, let's get into navigation. Well, it all depends on where I'm going and what I'm doing. If it's somewhere that I've traveled numerous times, I might not even take my compass with me, but if it's something I've been to the area but haven't been all over it, I'll probably take the compass, or I may take my GPS. It all depends what mood I'm in. Right now this is just my navigation kit, and it weighs 4 7/8 ounces, and it doesn't have everything in it. It all depends, like I said, what I'm doing. So first off, I have this nice map card system that was sent to me by Ryan, fixed by Doc. Gives me a place to put notes and directions of travel and everything. It's a pretty nice little card setup. I also have in here a little Frenzo lens slash, I don't want to say slash, but it's a magnifier. As for looking at my map, my eyesight is not as good as it used to be. Pencil cut down to size just to take notes. Well, I have here a whistle for signaling. And then here's my compass. It's a Santo. The MC2, I can't remember what they call it. I think it's the International. So we use anywhere in the world. It's got all the bells and whistles, guys. It has the declination I can set and everything. It's illuminated. It's got the deck plate. What else? Oh, the mirror. I can use it to if I wanted to shave and I don't have shaving stuff, I can check for ticks. It's a signaling device, so it has multi-purpose. The compass alone has some weight to it. It's 2 5/8 ounces. But in comparison to my GPS, it weighs 7 3/4 ounces, and that's with 2 AA batteries in it. So, but like I said, this all depends on where I'm going. I like it a lot of times just to be able to keep track of the distance I've traveled. So sometimes I might have an extra pad with me. That could be 1 3/4 ounces. I can downsize it, rip a bunch of pages out of it if I don't need all of them. Another thing I sometimes take with me, and it's if it's an area I haven't been to, it weighs 7/8 of an ounce. It's my map tool for setting, finding coordinates, UTM coordinates, and everything like that. And it gives me some pointers and tips. But that's something I don't do every day. It just refreshes my memory. And if you're a little nervous, you get yourself disoriented, at least you got this to rely on. So, maps. Currently what I'm using is just a lock sack, and I throw the map in it. This has a roll, it's pretty light now. Right now I also have my permit in it still. I got to take out of it from our winter hang. This weighs 2 3/4 ounces. So it'll probably be less than that because of the fact, like I said, I have that permit in there. What I used to carry for a map case, I have maps of my hunting areas in here now, so that's what these maps are. Is this big doodad. Not only was it heavy, but it is very large, and that's 11.5 ounces, and it wasn't picking up the carabiner. So, all right. GPS, radio, if I take either one. Weather radio is going to go with me only when I know it's a time of the year when there's a chance of tornadoes. So it's probably going to be with me in May. Don't have any batteries in it right now, but it's 1 3/4 ounces. It works. It's nice. I try to replace the batteries before I leave. Depending on what I take, this could end up with me too, and this is 6 ounces of batteries. So it all depends. Any other time, just for weather stuff, I want to see what temp it is, I carry this little Sunto thermometer with an extra button compass, which is nice for a backup to make sure that thing's not wrong, which it's probably not. And it's got a little carabiner on it. I like these little carabiners. Fire. Got my Bic lighter and my miniature, light my fire Scout. 1 3/4 ounces. I'm gonna step up for a second. I want to check the time on this thing. Lighting. What I started out with was a 9-hour candle lantern. This does not have the candle on it currently to burn out, and that's at 4 7/8 of an ounce. Add a candle to it. We're at 6 3/4 ounces. Now, this is a great candle lantern. Problem is, I always got to order these things. I just can't go to the Walmart anymore. They don't even carry them anymore, those style candles. So what I went with, well, first weigh this, is a tea candle lantern. This is 7 1/8 ounce. I'll save some weight eventually with changing out the stuff sack. This is one of those cup beer can coolers, which I use to protect the weight. 3 1/4 ounce there. The case 3/8 of an ounce. And the sack with about 3 1/4. What do I got in here? About a half a dozen candles. So these are good for 4 hours each. So if I'm only going for the weekend, I'm not going to have that many extra candles. This is packed for my 10-day trip, and well, my other one I'm not going too far, so I'll probably just have them in there. Ain't going to kill me. So another aspect of lighting is my petrol Tita lamp. I like this light. It weighs 3 ounces. Yeah, I could go to a zip light, something a lot smaller, but I really like this light. It's got the red lighting if I want to use it for night. It lasts real well, and plus it has a okay. I'm trying to keep better track of the time on my camera so it doesn't run out. This is my repair slash, if you want to call it, ditty bag. Currently I have 2 of these reflecting things. I have lighter options. These are just easy to get on and off. 3/8 of an ounce. Main reason I have these, I can mark like a where my food bag is, so I can find it in the middle of the night if I need to, or where I'm going to the bathroom if it's a ways off, or the water source in the dark. So this is some of that Dyneema cord, 3/4 of an ounce. There's 50 feet there if I want to put up like a clothesline or make a repair. This is my repair, part of my repair kit. This is a couple feet of duct tape on an old like business card, 3/4 of an ounce, and my main repair kit, which I've downsized quite a bit. What I keep in here, this is not actually a repair. This is some eyeglass cleaners. I have some safety pins, a needle, a bobbin full of thread, some extra cord locks in case one would get lost or broken, and some mitten clips for parts on my hammock. That's my miscellaneous ditty bag. We'll save the first aid for last. Camera, what I used to carry was that big tripod my camera's sitting on right now, but since then I've tried different methods. This is a Vivitar like Gorilla Pod. I've tried it. Personally, I don't like it. It weighs 4 ounces. Doesn't have a it's a fairly lightweight thing. Since then I've gone to this Targus, it runs up like 4 feet. It's telescopic. It weighs 14 1/8 ounce. Yeah, it weighs something, but to me, I like it. I can keep it low. I can extend it all the way up. I like to film, so I like to take it. I might be able to find something lighter weight down the road, but for now, this is what I'm using. Also, what I'm using, I'm using a Panasonic Luminic style lens camera. What model is it anymore? I don't even know. It's the DMC FP1. I used to have a Nikon when I started off with. Where my original films were, and I didn't have the software and everything, so they weren't too great. Then I moved up to a Canon camcorder. I think it was the SD120. It worked great until it fell off my computer desk and quit working. So now I got this one. I really would love to go back to another camcorder so I can zoom in, zoom out. When I do that, though, it's going to be in high def. So, and then I have my case. My case, I have a spare battery, a spare SD card, and my stick pick to attach to my trekking poles. Minus the camera and that, this is like 2 1/4 ounces. So, all right, we'll get on to the major stuff. This is my first aid kit. Started off, my first aid kit weighed like 1.5 pounds, 1.75 pounds. We've brought it down significantly now. It's 5 1/4. minus 1 3/4. This is that athletic tape for taping up sprains and strains. So what I've cut myself down to now is I think the limit where I can cut myself. So I don't know how it keeps end up over there. So tell you what I got in here. It had a nylon outside sleeve, which I eliminated just to save a little bit of weight. And this is like a lock sack too, so I don't need this deal. I have some surgical sponges, 3x3s. I can use that with duct tape or with one of my bandanas. I have some moleskin pre-cut and a chunk here that isn't pre-cut for blister tear. What do we got here? These can actually come out, don't need those. I got 4 bandages. These are my blister bandages. They have like gel on them. They're real nice. They work well. I have what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. So you do get blisters out there. Sometimes they're unpreventable. Bandages are still. We have some butterflies. Please excuse me for. Okay, back to where we were. Okay, first aid kit. Also have some Tums. Sometimes heartburn's inedible. Inedible, you know what I mean. Some crazy glue for cuts. Oragel for toothaches. Bee sting relief. Tweezers for removing ticks and splinters. Yeah, I'd probably take it out of this little case to save a couple of grams, but it protects the things from getting poked. Biofreeze. These pins are set aside strictly for first aid. They're for popping blisters, and if I need to make myself a sling and swath out of something, or just pin up my shirt to hold up my arm or whatever. Let's see, we have some triple antibiotic ointment, some alcohol preps, Modium AD, Advil. And the reason I'm using these, and I don't know what the heck happened to it. Must have fell out. I have this stuff, it's like a iodine tincture, then you rub it on and it gets a little sticky, so if you're sweaty it helps the tape and the moleskin or whatever stick to your skin. That's the purpose of the alcohol preps. So, and then here I got some baby aspirin in case I have chest pain. I have some vitamin I, let's see, and Benadryl. I keep in this little hard case to prevent the pills from getting crushed. That's the only reason it's in this. I used to carry, let's see, rolls of gauze. I used to carry a big tube of the Biofreeze, suture materials, a couple trauma, I think a trauma pad, you name it, I had it. Being a medic, I tried to think, okay, this would be nice to have, but then come to realize a lot of that stuff, if I'm using it, it's because the patient's bad or I'm bad, and my likelihood of getting out alive is going to be slim to none, because I'm like maybe 10 miles back into the bush, and I might, by the time I get out, it's not going to matter anyhow. So we cut that down. All right, enough yapping, guys. This is Miscellaneous. You could probably throw night trekking pole into here, but like anything else I can think of. But and I'm going to try to get lighter tractor pulls eventually down the road. So, all right, guys, we'll get this edited, and I thank you for watching yet another episode of the PA Woods.